My son James keeps talking about this clown named Laughing Jack. I believe it's just an imaginary friend, like any parent would. But ever since that day when he first talked about him, strange things started happening. And I'm having nightmares, which look very realistic. But everything is black and white. So, during the part that's about to come up, I was just mostly fucking around with the sensitivity because for some reason this game has strange sensitivity and I don't really know why, but that's all that really happens. So yeah. So for this part coming up, nothing really happens other than the fact that I just go around and explore. And that's about it. I was just just testing boundaries and whatnot, just looking around, trying to find my way. Um, and even though nothing happens, I was still really, really tense and really, really like nervous when I was playing through this part. And I guess it was just because I, like the idea of something could just jump out at any time or something can just go down at any time, I guess really freaked me out. So yeah. So this part is where something actually happens. Still nothing scary, no, no jump scares. Um, but we get our first objective finally after, not for you guys, but for me, I was like walking around for like a good 30 minutes. Um, but yeah, we finally get an objective. So this part right here, um, after I get done checking my objective and um, interacting with the music box, I look around and our environment changed very slightly. But even though it was very slightly, um, it was still enough, to get the paranoia to start coming in and amped up the tense tenseness and the nervousness that I was feeling. this part, I had to literally pause the game for a second so that I could breathe because I was having so much paranoia from just this part alone that it started to affect my anxiety. So I had to take a quick breathing break. So yeah. So after like almost an hour of searching, I finally found the damn handle to the music box. Um, so yeah. Um, I totally forgot to state that once I pick up the handle, what I see like spikes the paranoia, and then fear starts to set in. Um, I don't really notice it at first until I get a little bit closer, but yeah. Okay, so this part is when something scary does happen. Two scary things happen, but unfortunately, I had to spoil one of them. But the second thing that happens is not spoiled, and I'm not going to spoil it. Just know that it got me good. You know, one of those cheesy things that is just there to be cheesy. What's around the corner? It's a door. That's about it. But when I go through the door, this is when the true horror of the game begins. Um, yeah, it gets kind of claustrophobic in there, and at this point, once I walk through the door, that is when the paranoia, really kicks up. I'm like scared, and what a horror game makes you feel. Yeah, that's about it. So some of you might be angry at me for not warning you about that good as jump scare, but I didn't want to ruin it. I didn't want to spoil it, you know. I do want you to enjoy, to experience some of the game, as much as you can throughout this, in this video. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted wanted you to experience it. Um, and after that, I sort of wanted to stop playing, but I kept going. I kept pushing forward. This is the last time I'm going to speak. So after this, the rest of the video will just be gameplay. So yeah, that's about it.